Hello and welcome to Wisdom Bites. Hope you're well. Thank you once again for joining us. Very much appreciated. Now in this video, I thought I would give you a very quick update about what's happening to Bitcoin. So in yesterday's video, I made the video called Bitcoin to $22,000 in the next 24 hours. Well, here we are. We've met our 22,000 price target. So the question now is, what's next? Before I start, I want to actually give you the quick disclaimer because we want to make sure that everybody does their wider research before making any decisions. So just please be aware that everything in this video is for educational purposes only, and I hope and I expect everyone to do your wider research before making any decisions. And what I do in this video is not financial advice that you should do the same. I'm very happy to make my decisions, and then whether they come to fruition or not, I'm very happy to take responsibility for them, and I hope you'll do the same when you come to your own decisions as well. So without further ado, let's get cracking and have a look at exactly what's been happening to the Bitcoin price since yesterday. So here we are on this 4-hourly chart, and as I mentioned yesterday, we've been following this particular chart pattern since May of this year, and basically it fits in like this. And we said yesterday that this is where we are now, and we're expecting this move up and possibly a move down, a dump from there. Well, this particular move, obviously, as you can see, has gone a lot more parabolic than the move in May. And this is what happens. The charts rhyme rather than repeat. So the question now is how far will we go up from where we are now? And will we have this part of the leg, i.e. will we have a fall to the downside? So let's have a look at some of the indicators and see what they're telling us, because we have to take the emotion out of this and look at the whole picture from an emotionally intelligent point of view. And the best way to do that would be to look at the indicators and what they're showing us. Okay, so let's start off with looking at the monthly pivots, which basically gave us the target of the R1 line, which was at 22,000. And we marry that up with the Bitcoin or the BitMEX funding index. And as we said in the last few videos now, which is what we got the target here for, because there was a positive BitMEX funding index, it usually meets the R1 line here. So obviously we've now met that. So the question is, where does it go from here? Well, the next line is the R2 line, because always remember that normally it doesn't go to the R2 line when we have a positive index. So it goes to the R1 line, but it didn't meet the R2 line. And same here, it went up to the R1, but as you can see, it just nosed up just above it. And this one again also nosed up just above it as well. So to me, it looks as though we're topping out now at the R1 level. So this may be a good point to take some profits. So what I've done is I've taken 15% of my profits at the R1 line here. So in case the market comes back down, I'll have some funds to rebuy back at a lower level. If the market keeps going up, I've still got 85% of my funds to ride up there. So to me, that's a sensible position for me. And everybody has their own position that they feel comfortable with. So please do what you need to do, and which fits in with your strategy, and this fits in with my strategy. So the next point is the R2 level. I do not think that it's going to reach the R2 level. Does that mean it's definitely not going to do? No, it's a question of probabilities, and the probability is that I don't think it's going to go up to this 24,254 level. It's more than likely is going to top out around here. However, there's always that possibility that it can go much further, obviously. And it defies the indicators, and sometimes Bitcoin does that. So this is where we're at the moment. So if we look at this indicator, it's telling us that the price for Bitcoin is now topping out, and we should be in for a correction. And as we saw from the May chart, that might be the time when we now do this and come back down and have a big fall. But it could also be a gentle fall. Obviously anything can happen, but according to that chart, it's like a very quick fall in the next 12 to 24 hours. We'll wait and see what happens. Let's have a look at a few other indicators. Okay, so if we draw our support and resistance lines, it gives us another indicator as to what the price may do very, very shortly. So if we draw our support lines and our resistance lines here. Now, what does that remind you of? That is a classic ascending triangle, and how the ascending triangles need to be read is that at the point of the touches, you take the line from there to the bottom. It should really be over here, really, sorry, there, to the bottom of there. And then if we line that up over here, it gives us a very strong indicator as to where the price might top out. And it seems to have played out quite well over here. So it looks to me as though, again, it's reached its top level price around the 23,200 level here. So once again, if you look at the classic analysis, this would tell us that the price has got to the target level. Can it go higher? Of course it can. It doesn't always mean that, but if you're going to do it from a classical analysis, technical analysis point of view, then we would basically sell some portion of our holdings at this point. And this is the reason why I sold out at the R1 line. That's only about 15%. So I was doing them in bits of 5% each time, yesterday and today. So this is what I'm doing. That doesn't mean you have to do that. You have to take your own decisions on that. If we had a look at the Fibonacci Extension tool, which is basically this one here on the left hand side, so it's not your normal Fibonacci retracement. This is a Fibonacci which is a trend based one, because the trend is so strong here and we need to just take that trend into account. So if we do that, we'll take it from the bottom here where it retraced back to at 16.1, and we take it to the top that it reached before at 19,500, or just above that, 19,900, sorry, and then take it to the low point here, and that should give us some good levels. Okay, so normally when there's a strong trend like that, it usually has a 1-to-1 ratio, so it should have really gone to around about the 21,300 level on this side here. But as the monthly pivots were telling us, that it's going to go much higher, so that obviously overrides this. But as you can see, that it did stop there for a little while to see whether it wanted to come back down. It didn't. It went straight up. So the next level was the 61.8 Fibonacci retracement, and that is obviously where it's now topped off at the moment. But there is a higher level, the number 2, 61.8. So that's lying at 27,349. So it is possible, obviously, to get up there. But these are the levels to look out for now. The third level is 31,000. It looks very overstretched, but it's been looking overstretched for quite a while. So we really can't really predict with any degree of accuracy. All we can do is look at these levels like we did with the monthly pivots. And this one is showing us that the next level is really 27,000, because we've now reached 23,600. It's now topping off around there. It's reached up to, I think, was it 23,700 or something? Yes, about 23,700. Nearly got up to 24,000. And we'll wait and see what happens and how this pans out. So all I would say is tread cautiously here. This is not the time to panic or anything like that. I think this is the time when you know, it's good for me anyway to take a little bit of the profits. As I said in many of the last few videos, that I was accumulating at these levels here. Anything below 20,000 was a good price to accumulate, because they didn't seem to want to come back down to the 21 weekly exponential moving average yet. But I think sooner or later it's a question of when, not a question of if, it comes back down to the 21 weekly exponential moving average, because historically that's what it does, and that's what it's always been doing up to recent, you know, last few weeks. So well, let's wait and see how this pans out. So talking about corrections, where could the price correction come back down to? Let's have a look at that. Okay, if we have a look at the proper Fibonacci retracement level there, this trend started off back in October down here. I should say, there. So if we take the Fibonacci retracement from there and have a look at the normal 61.8, which is what it normally retraces back to, that's giving us a figure of around about 15,400 here. So this is the golden pocket of the 61.8 and the 65% level. So we can expect the price to be making its way back down here for a healthy correction before it starts taking off again. So that's what the Fibonacci retracement is telling us. And as we know, Bitcoin has a strong affinity towards the 61.8. So if it does retrace from where we are now, that's where it would get to. If you want to support the channel, then please click on any of my videos, and then below the videos you'll find a box called Show More, which gives you a description box, and in that description box is the affiliate link with Etoro that I have. So I partner up with Etoro because that's the main exchange I use for all my investments. These are the reasons why I tend to use Etoro. It's a very simple exchange to use in terms of depositing money and withdrawing the money, as well as trading if that's what you want to do, as well as for long-term investing, which is what I tend to do. So if you want to support the channel, please click on the partnership link, and then what you'll do is you'll get this box here, and then you can basically put your username, email and password and just fill in the form there. If you like any of my videos and you find value in them, then please don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. The other thing to obviously look at and to see whether that would fit in nicely with our 21 weekly exponential moving average. And that looks like that's at around about the 14,800 level there. Well, it's gone up to 14.9 now. So let's say 15,000. So that obviously ties in. So with Fibonacci retracement calling for a move back down towards the 15,000 level, the 21 weekly exponential moving average, which is the classic support line for Bitcoin in a bull market, that would seem to fit in quite nicely. So we can expect in the next few weeks for the price to be making its way back down towards the 21 weekly exponential moving average. Okay, so we'll wrap it up there. Thank you once again for watching. It was just a quick emergency update to just give you my thoughts as to what was happening with the Bitcoin price, as we did make a prediction yesterday and it's now come up to those levels. So the question people always ask me is, well, okay, so what's going to happen next? Well, I've just shared you my thoughts on that parabolic rise that we've had in the last couple of days. And we'll wait and see what happens. And if there's anything else that develops, then I'll keep you up to date as well. So until the next time, take care, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.